think I stopped it when I was messing around. There we go.
Is that good?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, oh, I think I have to open the chat. Let's see. I did experiment with this. There we go.
Amy, do you have a way you want us to sign in, or are you just gonna, whatever?
You know, that's a good question. I was trying to capture faces, but I know that we've got a lot of people. Why don't we go ahead and start just a sign in, just put your signature in the chat box. That'll help.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go. Now, Cheryl, I can also make you the host. Something I learned, hang on, I'm gonna make you the co-host first. Something I learned working with Diana in my classes this week was only one of us can have the buttons for the poll and for the breakout rooms, which stinks because we thought we could share it. I can give it to you or I can have it. I was hoping there was a way that we both could have it, but there isn't.
Sure.
So I'm glad I did, you know, look at that.
Yeah. So as a co-host, I can share the screen and.
Yes, you're already a co-host. Yes.
All right. Just wanted to be sure.
But yeah, you could share the screen, and I've enabled it so anybody could actually. But it is good to know on Zoom that if anybody's doing something with someone, not everybody has. You don't have all the rights. And I tried to set it up so I could share all of them, but it just wouldn't let me. So anyway, we learn little bits every day, don't we?
Of course, yes, and all from each other.
Yes. It sounds like we would love to chat, but I can hear a lot of background from somebody. So if you have a lot going on in the background, maybe you could mute until you're chatting with us. Super, thank you. Although we want to chat, we want to see what you're up to. There's Miss Nicole and Lisa. Hi, you guys. Nice to see you. And another Nicole. Where's your daughter, Nicole K?
She's watching Frozen 2 and hopefully not making a cameo at this meeting.
She is.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Hey, there's Rhonda. Rhonda, you better not be the driver.
Oh, no.
No, it's not. Hi.
And Rocky's back there. Where's Rocky?
Oh,
There
you
he
know
is.
Rocky. I love him. Oh.
Oh. Hey, everybody.
Hey there, Ray, Reagan, Ray. Hi, Paul and Sheen. Look at Lori. I love seeing everybody. Hi, April, Laura V, Erin. I always feel like Miss Jean from Romper Room. And only some of us know who that was. And she knew when I was sick, right? Yeah. So, hi, Robin. Good to see you. And there's Miss Sandy. So let's see, who's away from home? Doing something interesting. I know Cheryl is. Cheryl's away from home. Anyone doing anything interesting?
We've been camping, so we bought an RV, so we've been gone for 3 weeks. We're in Florida, going to South Carolina now.
Wow, wow, how nice. So what kind of camping? Tent?
Oh, no.
I was going to say, Rhonda, you don't seem like, I'm not a tent. You don't seem like a tent person.
Or like glamping, right, Rhonda?
Yeah, glamping. We got a fifth wheel. We got a big shower, a big refrigerator, just everything.
Oh, that's nice. Is there dirt anywhere? Because if there is, I'm out.
Well, it's very sandy in Florida.
Sandy's nice, yeah. Cool. And Cheryl, I know. Cheryl, are you inside your camper now?
I am.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool.
Ah,
And how are you getting Wi-Fi today from the campground?
I am. As
Good.
my backup, we do have a personal hotspot, but there's only 5 other campers here, so we're hoping that the Wi-Fi hangs on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Tammy just joined us. Hi, Tammy. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So we'll I was going to say, I can see we have several pages because we have like 70 people. So, so look at that. There's a bunch of people. There's Katie hang on. I always want to pronounce it right. Keskel.
Hi.
Say it for me, Katie.
Keskel.
Keskel. I always get it wrong. Who
Yes.
seems to be able to help and do things like that.
Happy to do it.
Oh, we appreciate it. Hi, Ryan and Ian and Allison. This whole page I didn't go to. Ian Henry, we're so glad you're joining us. Bridget, are you on your porch?
Yes, hopefully you'll be able to hear me a little better than we did in that other session.
Yeah, it sounds good, but it looks
Okay.
pretty outside there.
If not, I'll send up smoke signals.
It sounds good.
Good.
So hi, Laura C. You're, it's nice to see you. Oh, Reagan, wait a minute. Reagan's changing locations. She was just in a classroom and now she's at Disney World.
Yeah.
The magic of technology. That's wonderful.
I know, I love it.
Just playing around.
Yeah, it's fun. Hi, Jamie.
yeah.
I see you. And I got emails from some of your teachers and I'll respond in between sessions or afterwards. So we're good.
Great. They were super excited to see that
Good.
session open.
Good. So, hi, Melissa. I know we have so many people with the same first name. And there's Mandy. Hi, Kendra. How are you? My end of the alphabet friend. So, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, how's your summer been?
Been busy, been very busy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cheryl, I'm going into the KLC today for the first time. Is there anything you want me to grab from your desk?
Not off the top of my head, but if I think of anything.
Hope you didn't leave your blood pressure medicine there. Hope nobody did anything like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go in and grab a couple of things, but it's the first time and you have to get approved and so. But I know some of you have been into your schools, I know, and others it's absolutely not. All right, I'm looking at the time. We're just about at 10. Do you think we should jump in and start? What do you think, Cheryl?
I think so. We seem to have the bulk of our participants that have registered, so this is great.
Super. So we are so glad to see all of you. If you have not already done that, done so, if you would just drop your name in the chat, that'll help us just with attendance. We know some people are switching from morning to afternoon, etc. And if you can't type in, Rhonda, don't worry. Just seeing Rocky gives an automatic check for your attendance. So any pets, any dogs automatically. So I guess I'll start and then I'll lead into my partner, Cheryl. For people that are new, hi, I'm Amy Weinberg. My partner and I work together for the mentor program, but just to get to know people better and to be able to support you best, we divide when we support schools. And I work with elementary and traditional schools. So let me introduce my partner, Cheryl Heinzman, coming remotely from Pennsylvania. So Cheryl.
Thank you, Amy. Hello, everybody. It is so good to see you. Welcome to our new year kind of kickoff meeting. It's wonderful to be a part of this program working with Amy. As she said, for communication purposes and just to be sure to support a smaller group and be able to do that effectively, I work with the secondary groups, so the middles and the high school lead mentors. We try to make sure that we're in an equal partnership, but sometimes one has to support the other, and Amy's been great doing that in my busy summer. We're out of town again, so she's able to send out the emails and do a few things that I cannot do while I'm out of town, so I appreciate that very much.
Oh, my pleasure. But we do work together, so just know that if somebody like Cheryl, knowing you were away and knowing your internet was spotty, I answered 1 or 2 emails. And again, just saying, so we try to be, we want to get to you as efficiently as we can. We do share information, and most of you who have been here know that. But for our new friends, we just want to let you know that we do share information and everything. So we're going to jump in this morning. We sent you, evidently you got the link because you're here. And we're going to start with just a small game that we put together for you. And of course, it's serving double duty, not just a game, but it's to go over some of the definitions and things that lead mentors need to do. Because it's hard to share 2 screens, what I'm going to do is show you, I'm going to share my screen and show you, if you don't know about Classroom Screen, I'm hoping you can see it now. I'm going to use Classroom Screen to randomly select names of people to play the game that we're going to start off with. I found out yesterday that not everybody has it in their apps, but this is the free version, so anyone can access it. So I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to have to hide this screen. So I have a random name sorter in here. I put everybody's name in. So Lori Dyson would go first for the activity. And we will let you go first, Lori, when we start. And then next to it, because this is just a really fun thing to do, I don't really need it, but I think it's awfully fun. I love the dice. Can you hear that? So again, there are other things available down here in Classroom Screen. This background is also from Classroom Screen. But not only is it fun, it helps with some of those basic things that we need to do in classrooms. And a little later on, if we needed a timer for the break, I have one ready. So again, I just want to point out to you, you might have it in your apps. Maybe some of our ITCs can help with that. I know yesterday in a group, people said they didn't have it. But Cheryl, I know we have it in our app. So anyway, but this is the free version. So I am going to switch screens to our game, but I'm going to let you know the numbers that I roll and let you know what to pick. So we thought we'd start with a game. And yes, it looks a little oh, hang on, forgot to share. It does look, you'll see, a little elementary, simply because I had fun making it look kind of summer-ish. It's easy enough for you to change if you wanted to take the template. So since my screen that I could see, hang on, could show me Lori Dyson. Let me get that screen back. Sorry, a little technical difficulty. There we go. I'll tell you what we're going to do. So I'll randomly select a name because it was only made 4 by 4. If you roll a 5 or 6, it's going to be a free choice. So Lori, are you signed in this morning? I'll bet she is. There she is. I said, I'll bet she is. I randomly selected your name, Lori, to go first.
Okay.
And I rolled for you, because it's hard to have both up. I rolled a 3 and a 5. So if you go over 3, whoops, that brings you to this column. We can't go down 5, so you have a free choice. How far down? What would you like to pick? How far
4.
down?
4.
4. And so let's see what her question is under here. Oh, there we go. I forgot it was. So Lori, it's kind of a question / crazy game. Lori, do leads match counselors with mentors?
No.
So say again?
We had counselors, new counselors at our school last year, and they were actually matched with counselors at a different school. So they did a counselor at our school, but of course they had to someone at a different school.
Yes. And so thank you, Lori. That was great. And so actually, counselors who are brand new get matched by the counseling department. And I saw Ann Henry on the call on this meeting, and I didn't get far enough. I'm not sure if Melissa and Megan are on this group, or maybe they're signed up for the afternoon.
Megan's
Ann,
here.
would you like? There we go. Ann, would you like to say anything? Or Megan, would either of you like to say something about, because counselors are a unique situation.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that that counselors are being mentored by other counselors. I mean, it's so great to have connections within buildings, and we do try to match them with somebody who's within the building if that's at all possible. It isn't always, but they're in such a unique situation that they really have to have somebody that mentors them that really understands what school counseling is. And Megan is our lead secondary mentor for school counselors. So she works with directors to match up, counselors with their mentors. And I work with the lead elementary counseling mentor to match up counselors with other mentors at that level.
So will you be sharing those names with us relatively soon?
as soon as we can possibly get it. It may take a little while just because I know that directors are in the middle of some heavy duty scheduling.
They are, yes. And that's just good for us to know. So, so Lori, that was a great first question. I'm so glad you hit on that one because we won't get to all of them. So that's relatively new for those of you who have been leads for a while. So again, if you have a brand new counselor, just know that Anne and Megan and Melissa are going to give us that information, but it might just take a little bit. But of course, make sure that within your school, you still invite them to your ESSs. They might come, they might not come, depending on the topic. Still have them as part of your new group, especially if their mentor is outside the school, because we still want to welcome them there, even though, again, depending on schedules, they may or may not be able to attend. What a game. All right, are we ready for another one? You're going to have to trust that I am being honest here. My random name generator, Amy C. That's Amy Kofer from Patty.
Hi there.
Hi, Amy. So nice to see you. Are you ready to roll?
Sure.
This is my favorite part. Okay, you got a 6 and a 1. So if you go over 6, it's a free choice. You'll tell us. So go down the first column, the first row. So how far over would you like to go?
Let's go with the catfish.
Is that what that is? A catfish?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Hang on. All right, Amy. You can read the question out loud.
Sure. How can leads support mentors? Leads can support mentors in many different ways. A lot of the time it might be stopping in, it might be scheduling a meeting with them, it might be over text, over a phone call, over an email, just kind of checking in with them. What do they need? How is their mentee doing? Is there anything that you can do as far as helping your new teacher or your second or third year teachers?
Awesome. So absolutely, and Amy's been doing this for a while, so she, has a lot of these great ideas. Thank you. So leads should do their best to provide some support for mentors, some guidance for them. We know that your plates are full, but that's part of the role. And I think in a little while when Cheryl talks about the groups, the schools that have 2, you might put that on the plate of one particular lead if you have 2. All right, we're running. Thank you, Amy. Let's do a couple more. I know we're running close on time. This wild game. Allison C is next. So Allison Carroll is what I'm guessing that is.
Hello.
Hi, Allison. And you're from Woodbridge.
Yes.
Okay, Woodbridge Middle, correct?
Yay, yes.
Yeah, and you have a new partner this year, I think.
I do, Erica Frazier.
Hey, that's where Erica's from. Perfect. I love that you helped me with that. All right. You rolled a 3 and a 4.
Okay.
So
over 3 over and then go down 4.
Oh, that one's taken, so pick another one.
All right. Well, why don't we just do 4 and 3? Let's do the seahorse.
Ah,
I'm like pointing at it like you can see.
The old seahorse. I see, Allison. You can go ahead and read it.
I still can't see it.
Oh, sorry. Is it?
Oh, there we go. Which new hires are automatically matched with mentors? 0 experienced teachers are automatically matched with mentors, and I think also teachers that are coming from another country. Is that also correct?
That's a bonus point for your team, as if you're playing on teams. Yes, but all of you probably have figured this out. Although I had to email HR because I wasn't thinking. We don't have any first-year participates this year. There are no first-year teachers coming from other countries because of the COVID virus and the whole issues that are going on. So that makes me sad. But we do have teachers who are here for their second and third years. But you're right. When we have them, they automatically get a mentor too. All right. Let's do one more. I know time is of the essence, but this is a wild game. A little bit of sarcasm there. Let's see who we have. Laura K. Laura, who's Laura K? Help me with the K. Laura Kratz. Thank you, Laura. And Laura, this is what, your third? How long have you been a lead? 3 years?
This will be my second year. So last year was my first year.
So awesome. And you're at, I get my
Dale City.
mixed up. Dumfries.
Dale City.
Dale City. I do that all the time. So great. Good to see you, Laura. All right. Because you have a 6 in there and there's not 6, and because we're out of time, I'm going to do something wild. Pick any creature you'd like, and we'll just reveal it.
The turtle.
The turtle. All right. Are you able to see that?
How often does a lead mentor need to submit? Oh, sorry, I have my little boy just showing me. Need to submit a lead mentor log. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. The lead mentor, we submitted one every month.
Thank you, Laura. And he is perfectly fine. We like having him. Yeah. So as leads, once a month, calendar month, you'll submit a log. It's the same link. It won't change. If you have 2 leads, you're welcome to each submit one if you feel like that's easier, or you can submit one on behalf of both. Cheryl and I are really flexible. So that's all the time we have for this. We will share this with you in case you want to have the template to be able to change it, or in case you want to do this in some of your free time to see if people at home with you can answer some of these questions. We're going to move on from this. Good job. So let's jump into our actual meeting and the norms. So, oh, you guys look fantastic today. Can you see this one, Rhonda? And Rocky, I'm hoping. So our norms are, we're going to mute the microphones when you're not barking and be present in this session unless, of course, you smell bacon. Yes, I do love dogs. I'm a little obsessed. So we'll come to the people one. We try to keep our norms pretty basic. If you could mute your microphone when you're not speaking, but we do want you to speak. It's just to block out that background noise when it's not your turn. And just be as present as you can. So we're trying to keep them pretty basic and straightforward for you. Are there any other norms that you might like to add for today? Feel free to either unmute or you can put up your hand, whatever works best for you.
So Amy, just a quick question.
Yes.
If we have a question or something, can we just put up the little emoji hand up or something?
Absolutely. If you have a question, put up your hand and Cheryl and I will do our best to monitor for the other person. But if we miss it and it's been a while, just say, hey, this is Bridget, I have a question.
Thank you.
You can also type it in the chat box too. I know many of you guys answer each other's questions. And
yes.
As well.
Yes. So yeah, do all of any and all of those, but if Cheryl and I are missing them, just join in. I know that I can't see the chat box because I'm recording. So I'll bring it up on my other screen when I'm not, when I don't have the slides up. Good question. Did you have a question, Bridget, or was that your question?
No, that was my question.
Okay, thanks. So we're modeling this obviously because it's nice to have, it's important to have, especially when you're with students or maybe even in your PLCs. Certainly for your ESSs, you want to have some norms. So we want to encourage you to have some norms to start with and to check with your ESS participants to see if they have other norms to add. And just because we didn't get to this in our questions, who might like to share what an ESS is with the group? That was one of our little bingo questions there. Let's see. Do you see any hands, Cheryl?
Bridget has a hand up.
That Bridget Carter. All right, Bridget, what's an ESS?
It's the monthly meetings that you have with your mentors and your new teachers where you're focusing on either problems that they may be having, or you're focusing on specific content, but it's really there to support the new teachers each month.
Awesome. Thank you, Bridget. So it's the educator support session, in case you're wondering. It's those monthly sessions that leads help to organize. You don't have to necessarily lead them. And we're going to get more to that. 2 more of that, sorry. All right. I believe it's Cheryl's turn. Cheryl, I'm going to let you share now so you have more control. I think that'll work better.
That would be great.
All right. Fantastic. So Cheryl's going to take the screen.
All right, I assume this is successful and you can see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
All right. Starting with the school-based orientations, as Amy has introduced, I know you guys are very, very curious about the Connect schedule as it has been shared with you. The school-based orientation this year is going to be held in the schools and on a virtual basis. So the schedules that will be used are going to be determined by the administrators at each school. I'm sure you guys have probably already heard some communications for your new teachers that you'll be conveying to them. But just as a preliminary start, let's go ahead and take a look at that document. I know it was sent to you earlier and you guys probably have that right in front of you. Just in case, it is on the screen. And you can see there's kind of a checklist. So that way, as things get completed that are on this list in your schools, you can simply check them off. It's also for you and your EST, your educator support team, to be able to know that you are meeting all of those requirements for that day for new teachers. Often there's a lot of the suicide preventions that need to be attended. There's the other optional workshops that are also being offered that day, simply so that they can get that out of the way for the year. If you have any questions at all, though, do ask your administrator first. And then, of course, Michelle Webb, our supervisor, is heading up the whole Connect conference, along with some colleagues of ours in our office. So do please reach out to Amy, myself, or our supervisor. And then, of course, on the 14th, we have the division-wide day. It is still virtual, but there will be content sessions offered that day. There will also be conscious classroom management offered that day for our new teachers. And notice the schedule has 4 different sessions. Those are options, and only one needs to be attended. But they do need to pre-register for these sessions so that we can send the Zoom links to them and make sure that they're able to get in touch with Katie as we go through those sessions that morning. There's also a piece of information on the bottom here of the first page. They are making sure that there's going to be some turnaround training from what is presented from Triple E, and then of course from Dr. Waltz that morning to be able to address the new hires. So just to make sure that all of these things are going to be completed, there is a nice checklist there. And just
Cheryl, I'm going to interrupt. I'm sorry. Could you go full screen? I know there's a request for that.
I didn't realize I wasn't.
That's okay. That is not a problem. Thank you.
I can stretch it.
There you go. Thank you. That's it.
All right, so let's try this.
Heather has a question.
I see that, yes.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
No. I just saying, I saw it pop up as soon as you said it. Heather, go ahead.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I just wanted to clarify what you said. So the actual school-based orientation on the 12th can be virtual or in person, depending on what the principal wants?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and then what we are supposed to prepare for this, because like a lot of the information that we usually shared was like, how do you sign up for a sub? How do you do, these types of things, which we might not even have how to do that yet. So I'm just wondering, so we'll go over some school things and then we are just asking them to do these pre-recorded sessions.
Well, I know they will be handled differently at each school, but yes, I mean, some of the principals may recommend that if it's a small group of new hires, that they all get together and do these required sessions together, even though they're virtual, and it will still be in an organized fashion. But if they are going to be in a virtual sense, the administrator may ask the teachers to attend them on their own time in that day, and then just have some kind of accountability for them. Does that help at all?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Sure. Amy, do you want to add anything?
No, nope, you're doing great.
All right. Are there any more thoughts in the chat box?
Well, I just have a question. Sorry.
I'm monitoring it for you, Cheryl, and right now we're good. Thank you.
Yeah. And I have a question. I haven't put it in the chat box, but I know you had said registration, and I think the question is, will they be automatically sent the registrations, or is there like an OPD 8? How does that work, I guess?
Do you mean the registration for Conscious Classroom or for the orientation conference itself?
Pretty much for everything. So what should we need to know about the registration for whatever they need to do?
Okay, great question. Absolutely. If you'll notice on this document, there's a link to the Connect registration page that is on our internet. So it's on our web page on the outside part to be public. They will be told, I'm sure, by HR and various resources, but you guys can absolutely share that same link with them. By going here, they'll see a lot of this document, but they'll also see links to be able to register for the certain workshops that are being offered that day.
Okay.
And I'll add, because I know this was a question a few people asked, when they register for Connect, they're also it's really the Connect orientation. So when they register for that, they're also registering for your school-based at the same time. So please know that OPL awards points for the orientation as a whole, and it really is the central day and your school-based. So you do not need to provide them points for that day. Somebody did ask that, and unless it's changing, and I don't think it is, so you don't have to worry about that. I wrote in the chat, not now, but after the meeting, you should go to that link as leads, and you'll see they have put together a really well-organized, nice page in there for you to take a look at. I think as leads, it would be really helpful for you too to see it.
Hi, can I ask a question as well?
Sure.
I just had a quick question. So when all the other different things like the suicide prevention and all the other different videos that they have to watch, are they being emailed those links by HR? I just want to make sure I don't have anything fall through the cracks. Like if I don't send something I'm not sure to send, that they're getting the information also.
I do know that they are going to be getting the information. As far as from whom, I don't know if it's HR or if it's coming from their individual schools. I also know that ITCs are linked in here somewhere as well, so that we can be sure those sessions are not only registered for, but that the points are awarded in those individual sessions. And I'm sure Amy might have a bit more information.
So they will, when they go to that site, they will register. You don't need to worry about it. You could certainly remind them. Now, as far as what they get, I see some questions like, do you as the lead have to track that they've watched it? No, you as the lead don't need to do any of that. I think it would be wonderful for you to remind them to make sure they've registered, but all that comes from OPL basically. And if I'm not mistaken, again, it's a little different this year, but if I'm not mistaken, the new hires know about this because our office has reached out to them with this mass email. We know when people have gone through orientation. Now, yes, sometimes people fall through the cracks. So that's why you could check with all of your new hires, not just your zeros, all new hires to the division need to go to that link, sign up. It will tell them when to watch, etc. So again, this is new for all of us, but just so that you know, you don't have to monitor their watching of the Dr. Waltz and the other videos.
Okay, on the next slide, I've just thrown up the content sessions that are also going to be offered. You'll notice there's different times there, different sections, and a nice note up here that there are so many elementary educators that there are several options for them. They will select one based on the preference. And I'm sure some of the content supervisors will also be guiding the teachers as to which sessions to sign up for. All right, before we get to the break though, I want to make sure there aren't any other questions to be asked or anything in the chat box. So if you guys want to just say your name and then tell us what your question might be, we can do that, and that'll take us to our first break of the morning.
Cheryl, this is Ann Lightfoot. I have a question about the new professional learning catalog. I know that when we had the ERO, we were supposed to have our educator support sessions in there. Are we going to get any training on the new system to do
Absolutely.
that?
Your ITCs are going to be the trainers for the schools. And what we're doing is doing the train the trainers for ITCs. So they have already been trained on how to propose courses, how to propose sessions, but your administrators will be trained in the next couple of weeks how to be able to approve those proposed courses and sections. So once they complete their training, they'll know to go in and where to find those sessions you put in, and they'll be able to approve them or deny them depending on whether details are missing or not. But your ITC is your main contact for the catalog, and myself, if you have any specific questions also.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. I saw Lori Dyson has a question. Lori, do you want to go ahead?
Yes. Will there be a point where the sessions will be full? Because I know there were several sessions that I tried to get in prior to today, and some of them are full. And if that is so, will there be another session that they could register for?
You mean sessions for content?
Yes.
I'm not sure what the limit is for those, but that's a great question. I can take a look and get back to you on that one. It seems to me that there should be unlimited access, but I'm not positive. Most of the Zooms have 100 participants or less.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, so I'll make sure on those. But well, we can probably see the backside of that registration page actually. So we'll be able to see how many participants are allowed.
Okay.
Also the wait list usually too. So if the wait list is enacted, they'll be able to get on the wait list as well and be able to register for their sessions before the wait list picks them up.
Okay, and that document you just shared, the checkoff sheet, I was told that you emailed it to us yesterday.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I will check for that. And
it'll be from Amy. Helps.
At some point, my video wasn't working, so I ran upstairs. I'm on a different computer now. The video she was talking about that was emailed to us as well.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure which video you're asking. Amy, do you know?
I'm not sure either, Laura. You might have, because you were between rooms, I think we may have been talking about the videos. Because this is all virtual, we might have been talking about the videos that teachers will have to watch.
Okay.
And Lori, just to let you know, in order to get access for this, I sent that document on behalf of Cheryl and me. It was in the same email.
Okay.
So, and don't worry, you can always reach out if you can't find it.
Okay,
Cheryl, there
great.
is one thing I want to respond to out loud, because I know this is a concern of a lot of people. That darn getting people into their email accounts. Yeah. So, and I know Ryan and several people have asked. It sounds like there's a lot of varying information, and the best information that we can give you, that we have gotten from AJ Phillips from IT, is that it's going to vary by school. But what she shared with us was that teachers need to go to their schools to be able to access the server. Now, maybe it'll be in the parking lot. I'm not sure. But they need to activate their email. It's not going to magically appear for them on August 12th. And you can't do it from home because that's not a PWCS server. So I know a number of schools are planning a, mask wearing, very safe, school-based orientation in person. And that solves it, because I assume, and I'm hoping that you and the ITC and the principal will have people log in there. But there are a number of leads and principals, and it sounds like that's coming from your associate superintendent, who are saying, no, nobody's coming in. So I'm not sure how they're going to work it out, but check with your principal. Your principal needs to check with the associate superintendent. We don't know. We don't have any more information. But clearly, I want to make sure everybody knows emails do not appear. They have to be activated by the new hires, and that has to happen on a division server. So we can take some more questions about that, but just know that we are understanding some principals have been told nobody's coming. So that's something for the principal and the associate to work out. I wish it were more straightforward.
I think there were a couple of other hands raised.
Let's see if I can see some.
And then
I see Chandra, yes.
Hi, Amy and Cheryl. I have a teacher that started in November. Does she need to do this connect? I'll take that as a yes.
I would think it would be a very helpful idea. Definitely.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah. Typically what we say is it's optional for them, but I'm with Cheryl. I think this can only be helpful. I would really encourage that teacher to go.
Okay, thanks.
Jamie Murphy, you have a question.
Yeah, I have almost a follow-up to Ann's question, I guess, about the new, the new ERO Power School thing. Am I correct in understanding that, well, I know in the past I had to reach out to my ITC and he would enter the course and am I correct in understanding that I can do all of that myself now? I don't have to go through him?
That's a great question. The way it's set up right now, any supervisor or admin, so your principals and assistant principals and ITCs can propose courses. However, your principal can go into the system and give you that role if that is what you desire. We're just making that specific to the administrators so that they are aware who is proposing courses, simply for the sake of preserving the fact that there are, quality learning outcomes in each of our sessions that we're offering in our professional learning system, just to be sure that we are making sure that it's not, a basket weaving course that people are getting recertification points for. So in that idea, you do not right now have that right, but you can easily get it. So let us know if that's the case, and we'll gladly give you that role, or your principal can go in and do that themselves.
I saw somebody else had their hand up. It was, Laura, did that get answered for you? Laura C, want to make sure that we answer.
Was that me?
Yes.
No, I just started typing. This is all new to me, so I was trying to figure this out. I didn't want to ask a silly question, but this only applies this only applies for the zero experience teachers, correct? And teachers new. Because I know when I was hired at my other school, I was still within whatever 5 years, so I was still hooked up with the mentor. So is that a whole different thing, or I'm just trying to figure out what my responsibility is to make sure I'm covering everybody?
Our Connect conference is for all new educators, and those are zero experienced teachers, as well as the ones that are coming to our district as a new teacher. So they might be coming from our neighboring district.
So even if they have experience, they're still new to the divisions, they still have to go through all of our, perfect.
But the ones new to us as zero experience will be paired with a formal mentor, the ones trained and paid, and then some of the schools also pair the ones that are veteran teachers coming new to our with a buddy.
And that would be my responsibility to make sure they're matched up, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Sure.
Amy, I had a quick question.
You bet.
And it may not be something that's done, but I know you said that the emails have to be activated on the division server. Just a question: when they go to HR and they have to get their badge and their all of that stuff that's there, are there computers there that those computers that are within Kelly leadership where they could go through the process of activating their you know what I'm saying?
I do.
There.
And absolutely we do. This is, believe it or not, this is so frustrating for, I think, every single person in the division. I will just share with you that they cannot be activated until that day. So just know that when they go to orientation, and you can't bring up and activate your email until the first day of your contract, which is the 12th. So that's just the way it is. All of us just have to accept it. It's something that none of us can change. However, are you still asking if on the 12th or after they could do it?
Yeah, well, no. It has to be the 12th. Okay, gotcha.
The 12th is the earliest.
Okay.
Yes, I know. And listen, we could give many reasons why we wish it were different, but trust me, we can't change that. So that is a big challenge.
Okay. I will let you know too, there are some meetings in order now that we are trying to get acted before they start August 12th. I don't know if it will happen, but that is Amy and I's desire, is to try and get them into their email and the catalog to be able to get some trainings if they desire.
Canvas, everything. But oh, Cheryl, now you've got my hopes up, I hope.
Yeah, there are meetings in place, yes.
All right, thank you.
Sure. All right. Anything else? If so, you guys are welcome to just speak up.
It looks good right now, Cheryl. I think some of what you're going to do after the coffee break will also answer some of these questions.
I think so too, definitely. Okay, so Amy and I were trying to be creative in how we would handle just a quick break, because you guys have been sitting since we started, and we want to make sure that we're modeling best practice for when you teach your students in a virtual environment, or even address your mentors and new teachers. So these are some options on the bullets that you could spend 5 minutes off camera. Do feel free to grab some pics of your children, your pets, or bring them back in person and just kind of say hi to the camera. That usually gets all of those excitements out. And then of course you can ask each other some trivia questions in the chat box. You can talk about your hobby in the chat box. Maybe you want to promote something that you're doing at home and want some other people to join you in that. Feel free to do that, but we're going to give you 5 minutes to get off camera, to get a cup of coffee, get another liquid refreshment, anything that you would like. Guys, in 5 minutes.
Oh, I'll put my timer up. I'm so excited to have it ready, Cheryl.
Thank you.
I forgot I had that. Okay. Yes, I'm an elementary person. These things make me happy.
So I'll stop sharing so you can share your timer.
Sure, sure. Oh, well, I like that up there, though. I'll just put the timer on so you can hear it.
Ah, good point. Okay. Then
I like seeing that. Press. So Cheryl, are you saying I can have my puppies on my lap the rest of the time? Because you know I will.
And display them, because I know you love that.
I do. I love them. But Dexter, back problem. He's on heavy duty. I think some of the questions will be answered, Cheryl, when you go to the notebook. And we know some of you are on here and we're happy to answer questions, but we are trying to model those breaks too. So, and I'm going to grab some coffee, but I will be back.
You're going to get another cup of coffee as well.
Yeah. Let's see. I can't even find myself. Look at Rhonda showing me little Rocky. Oh. Rhonda, I'm a little disappointed that he's not in a car seat. I have one of those doggy car seats, but my boys like it. They like that being squished in. He's so cute.
There's a thing back there that's latched to his collar, but with this long trip,
yeah,
he's depressed because he's not in my lap.
Oh, yeah, and that's smart. Yeah, the front is dangerous. He's just so cute, though. Well, they're both little. One of them, does your little guy have problems with his patella? They call it a luxating patella. It's like with the knee. They say little terriers have it. Anyway, he's in pain. And, his is bothering him. Yeah.
Oh.
Your guy doesn't have that though.
Oh, he's just got anxiety bad. He drives us nuts. I'm gonna get him some.
You've been camping with him for 3 weeks. Give him a break.
All right. He loves that. Squirrels, and then in Florida they have lizards, so he's been just like beside himself because they're fast.
Look at Lisa, and I'm sorry, now I can't even get my coffee because Lisa brought her little dog to the thing. Oh my God. Oh, and don't make him wave. Don't be that cute. Yeah, I'm very easily distracted by dogs. My husband was like, people are going to think you don't like cats. And I said, I like them. I'm just a dog person, you know.
Yeah.
But
I'm thinking of getting another one.
Ah.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah, so cute.
I need a girl in the house.
Ah, yeah, you do have a lot of boys. Even the dog is a boy.
Yeah. So I've been promised that I get a girl dog.
Oh my gosh, so cute. Oh my goodness. I just love them to pieces. I can't even find myself to shut my camera. There I am. All right, I'm going to be back, but enjoy. Okay, stop video. There we go. Mute. Thank. So we are about to ring at our 5-minute mark. I'm not sure if you'll be, I guess, hang on, I think you'll hear it. Can you hear that?
I can hear it.
I like that classroom screen. It just does some fun little things.
I agree. Thank you for sharing that app with us. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, to segue from our school-based orientations, we're going to just ask that you do invite us to those SBOs when you have them, just to let us know when you're having them. If there is a virtual link that you're sharing with teachers because they're off-site, that would be great. Even personally, we'd love to be able to support you in those school-based orientations. Also, try and get as many pics as you can if you are face-to-face, and then be sure and get those to Amy and I so we can share those in the notebook or even in our future newsletters. All right, here we go for the next section of our meeting this morning. Did I skip a slide here? I guess not. Okay. Also, when we're looking at the year ahead, in the newsletters, you guys have been receiving the summer to-do lists. It's been in the last couple of newsletters. The same exact list, just been shared twice. So if you are not aware of those lists, I'll see if this connects. I have this linked to our notebook. You guys are well aware of our Lead Mentor notebook. If you have not been in it yet because you've been incredibly busy having fun at the beach, that is absolutely okay. But we do ask that sometime soon, of course, that you just kind of acclimate yourself with the notebook if you are one of our new leads. And of course, just take a look at all of the wonderful resources we have here for lead mentors. Right here is our summer to-do list. Click on the links and it will take you to those documents that you need. And so far, so good. Nice checklist here just to give you ideas of how to start the summer and the school year. But then, of course, just to kind of give yourself some checks and balances. I'm going to try and make this larger. I don't know if it will work. Yeah, it seems to not want to go anywhere. So know that it is in your...
there is an image, I think, in the PowerPoint, right? If you wanted to share it. Yeah.
Yes, there is.
There is. That's our backup in case we have
internet
issues.
Perfect, yes. So to show you where that link was, it is in the notebook. The notebook is labeled with its pages on the left. And then, of course, by clicking on those links, it takes you to that document on those pages in the center of your screen. You'll see this for your summer to-do list. You can see just kind of where you should be and maybe some of those items you want to do by certain dates. And again, this is just for you to feel like you are staying on task and on par with the rest of the leads. As we send out communications, we just want to be sure that we're all current. Notice some of these highlighted areas. A lot of people have asked, especially leads, if we are able to pair up mentors that have not been formally trained with some new teachers this year because they share the same content area, or because some of their items are similar, or we just have some of those teachers that really love teaching in a virtual environment and want to share some of that expertise. That is okay for now because of our unique situation, but we do want to let you know that we recommend that they do get trained this year. We're hoping to offer that in September. More to come on that in just a minute. But that you as a lead do support them very carefully and just make sure that you are kind of monitoring that situation for that mentor, just to be sure the coaching relationship is happening and that they are successfully supporting that new teacher. I'm going to go back to our original slide. Also want to let you know that we are concentrating this year on norming our practices that we do with our educator support sessions that happen in our schools every month. Of course, at the very beginning of this year, you guys will be going virtual. So Amy and I are definitely hoping to pop into some of those meetings to support you, but also to be able to meet your new teachers and meet some of your mentors that we may not have met before. We also have our colleague, Tanya Solstice. If you guys remember our February meeting, she shared with us that she's going to be supporting us in our investigation this year. And if you also notice, there is a template in the notebook on the very same page I was showing you before that allows you to fill in your outline of when you plan to hold your educator support sessions. We do ask that you join your educator support team in creating the educator support sessions. Again, here is a lot of information about that. There are several examples of ESSs that have been completed in the past. here is the blank outline. When you click on this link, you're given the document. You can download the document and then of course make it your own, save it, and then send it back to us so that we can also join you on those ESSs. So you'll see that in the notebook. I'm going to take back to PowerPoint just so we can stay guided with our thoughts here. Several of you have 2 leads that are supporting your school because of the population of new hires that you get, or because of the population that you have at your school from last year as well. There are several ways that you could use those 2 leads. Some of the schools are using 1 lead to support the new teachers, and the second lead is supporting the 2nd and 3rd year teachers. And of course, that's very important this year, being able to support our 2nd year teachers, because last year's end of the year was so unique and so very rocky for many of us. So it's very important that we do try to support those 2nd year teachers, especially in a different kind of way than we would in the past. We also want to mention that with Tanya Solstice, she also wants to.
Excuse me, Cheryl, this is Melissa. I think we're having some confusion between the PowerPoint and the notebook. When you were describing what to see in the notebook, all we saw was the PowerPoint.
Oh, no kidding. Yep, that's part of Zoom, I'm sure. And my
yeah, sorry about that.
Not at all. And
yeah, you have to, Cheryl, you have to go and stop your view and then go back each time you want to view it. So that would be kind of, it's hard.
Thank you for
Or
sharing.
when you share your screen, just click screen at the top left instead of clicking the individual document, and then it'll show everything that's on your screen, whether you change tools or not.
Oh, say that again. That is a great tip.
On my top left.
When you click share, it gives you like every document or window you have open on your computer. But if you just click screen, when you switch between like a Word document and the internet or whatever, if you've got screen selected, it will show everything.
That's a great hint. Thank you.
It is. I'm still not seeing it though. And you guys are still seeing the PowerPoint or no?
No.
No, I think you're not sharing right now.
Yeah, I can't find my full screen.
You stopped sharing completely. We just see the gallery.
Which, by the way, is lovely to look at.
It is. It's great to see.
I know that's what you meant, Ann.
All right, so let me share the piece of the notebook I was showing just so you guys see that, and then we'll stick with the PowerPoint so that the technical issues do not happen. Is that chosen? Can you see the notebook? It's the document.
We can see it. The document is in front, and we can see your, yes, we can see the blank lead outline is what we can see. So we're definitely closer.
Great. Can you see?
There we go. Now that's the notebook.
Perfect. Okay, so this is the page in the notebook that you're really going to want to definitely focus on. You'll see in the left side here that in the section margins is the SBO in August. And then, of course, on the pages, it's school-based orientation. So here is all of those resources we were speaking of. You'll see the links right here to that ESS outline. On the top here, you'll see some of the guidelines. You'll see lead mentor questions, and then that summer to-do list that we also referred to a second ago. So definitely take a look in the notebook. Over here are several different ideas for how school-based orientations have been held in the past. And so I'll take a section now of our time and just be able to ask if you guys have any specific ideas for how you might handle your SBO this year in a unique way. Anything? Any ideas?
I'm looking at the chat too. So if you have your hand up and we're not calling on you, please just call out because we're checking the chat at the same time.
Something that Colton.
Oh, go ahead. Someone is speaking. Yes.
I said, can you repeat the question?
Sure. I was simply saying, since we are on the school-based orientation and ESS question, what are some unique ways that you feel you might be supported in your educator support sessions as far as creating them with your educator support team, but also have you thought of maybe some creative ways of how you will support your new teachers in your ESSs this year?
It looks like somebody, was it Colgan? Somebody had shared earlier in the chat. I think it was Colgan. I didn't get to download it, but.
Yeah, I shared our school-based orientation. No, you're welcome. It's our agenda, but again, it's a work in progress.
we're really envisioning having, starting at 7:30 to 9:30 and having the new teachers or new to Prince William County, whoever, all of those that need to show up, have them come. Sorry, my phone's ringing, so I just got distracted. Have them come between 7:30 to 9 o'clock to meet with our IT and be able to get on and do all of the technology first, and then have little goodie bags that they can just pick up, as well as goodie bags that will have maybe a Colgan shirt or what have you. So everything will be social distanced. And then simply have handouts of information. And then our principal, Dr. Healy, will give a little snippet. And then we'll have videos that will introduce staff and also a virtual scavenger hunt for the school. So we're kind of playing with our agenda that I listed, but it seems to really work using both virtual and in person so they can get everything done in that time frame in the morning.
That's a great hybrid variety that you guys have going on there. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Amy. Anyone else? Okay.
This year, our office, oh, sorry, Cheryl. This year,
go
our
right ahead.
office sent that, that SBO information and the Connect information to principals first, which Cheryl and I were talking about it. We love that because in years past, a lot of you will know that we shared information with leads and leads had to share it with principals. So we think it's really nice that principals got all that information, same information you got. They got it in a slightly more formal email, but that way they know this isn't just a lead mentor thing. The lead mentor and principal and others need to work in tandem, especially this year where you're creating some of this, not having examples from the past. So just know that your principals have that same information, and you and your principal, or at the high schools where it's not the principal, but it's one of the APs, whomever is working with the mentor group and with you as the lead mentor should get together a little bit to talk about it. Oh, thank you, Cheryl, for sharing that. So anyway, just so that you know that, it's really nice that they have all the same info you have.
Yes, it's going to make that opportunity for you to facilitate your administration to be part of your educator support team. But we also have this framework that you guys saw in the February meeting, if you remember, and the one that Tanya Solstice spoke of as well. And just a second ago, I was talking about us trying to norm our practices a bit and just making sure that we are consistent in all of our sites, that we're supporting our new teachers in the same ways. Of course, our cultures are very different at each school, and we're going to hope that you pull in your own unique culture standards in your ESSs. But just to be sure that we have some standards to meet and just a framework to be sure that you guys feel guided in some of those elements that should be present in the educator support sessions that you hold this year. We do have a framework. I know you're seeing it on the screen, but we will also share this with you in an email message. You will have this framework to be able to put together that ESS outline that we're asking for, put together your schedule, your calendar, and then we'll take a look at this too and try and match up our calendars to be able to just visit some of your ESSs and just be able to have some of those conversations with you of how you're putting together your educator support sessions. And then by the end of September or so, we're gonna share with you a Likert scale that you can just kind of assess your school's EST on how you're planning your ESSs and how you think we could support you going on in the future. Again, we will get this to you in a message. We're going to customize it a little bit and then of course add some Likert scale ratings on it so that you can feel a little more guided on where you are in this endeavor.
Cheryl.
Yes.
We have a new principal. Do I need to do anything special? Are you sending him the information as well? Do you know
Yes.
for Unity?
Yes, our supervisor, Michelle, is sharing everything that we're doing in our program with the principals in her program, which makes this very, very easy for us to be able to facilitate between our offices and schools. So she will be sharing those things. We are sharing with you specific information, resources, and strategies of how to use it. So I highly encourage that you guys still get together with your administrators and say, hey, that document shared with you by the Office of Professional Learning, can we discuss that for a bit? I have some thoughts for you, some ideas, and I want to get your feedback. And so maybe at that point you can pull this document out and be able to refer to that too.
Cheryl, I have a quick question. Is there a date on when we need to have this template to you? Because we're also trying to work with our administrators for other different scheduling as we're getting ready to schedule these meetings as well.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop you. Amy and I are still talking about the dates, but it will be end of September. And if we feel you guys need more time, we'll go middle October. I know this unique start is going to be special for all of us. And the fact that we have another extra month or so to be able to prepare our teachers may change your ESSs as well. So we'll try and play it by ear and see how you guys are doing with this. And then, you know, of course, we're going to be very fluid on that deadline whenever we may require it to come back to us.
Should we plan on having our first meeting in September, our first ESS meeting?
After your school-based orientation in August, yes, I would then, of course, meet with your teachers in September.
Thank you.
Sure.
If not, I might even just add in, you might not think of it as an ESS meeting, but I would think you might even want to meet again separately once they've had, because how much time do we have before the kids come? Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, they come back September 8th.
So you, okay, thank you. So you might even, and a lot of you will naturally fall into that, you might even have a meeting with them before that to just answer some of their questions in that smaller, safer ESS, the educator support session. So again, everybody varies, but for that first month, you know, talking about August, I can envision a lot of you wanting to have another meeting before those darn kids, well, they don't really come in the door, do they? But they show up on camera. So you do what works best for your school and your teachers.
And then to end this part of our session this morning, we just wanted to let you know that we do have a mentor training planned to be kicked off in September, hoping, of course, that all of the pieces and parts get into play here. But it is a bit delayed, but we are hoping it's going to be more robust with online modules. It will be 1 2-hour face-to-face. When I say face-to-face, I mean virtually, of course, to practice our coaching skills. Zoom allows us to do those breakout rooms, and we're going to try and be sure that we utilize that to have our training mentors practice some of those coaching skills. But because it's been a few years for some of us others that have been trained as mentors, we're also going to ask that all of our mentors attend one of these sessions. Again, we're hoping to have this ready in September, but then we'll be sure to offer it several times so that all of our mentors can be trained.
Cheryl, this is Erica Frazier at Woodbridge Middle School. I have one question about that.
Sure.
Any new teacher, or not, let me rephrase that. Any teacher who would like to become a mentor, is that the same training that they would take?
Yes, good question. It is. It is going to be for returning mentors, but also our brand new mentors, because most of this is going to be online now. And with those online modules, they'll be able to be trained and be ready for those coaching conversations when it comes to the face-to-face part of it.
So even if they haven't been matched as a mentor, but would like to be a mentor in the future, is that still okay for them to sign up for that?
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you. All right. Again, your summer to-do list, we just had some screenshots here for you in case the technology failed us. And then we want to also talk to you about the newsletters that we send out every week or every couple of weeks when we get started back in the school year. They are stored in the notebook. I'm not going to click that link simply because I just showed you where the notebook was. And I would have to stop sharing again and share. But I wanted to make sure that you understood it is in our notebook. It's in the page just before your SBO information. And that is in case you miss the email or just don't want to go to email to search the newsletters from the past. They get stored there. We try to adhere to monthly themes once our school year begins. And those themes are created from you, from what you guys share with us, from what we kind of gauge are going on at the time. Of course, you know, virtual start will be one of our main focuses starting out this year's newsletters. But we want to kind of give the past contributors of our newsletters a moment to just share in the glory and the ideas of what they felt from contributing to our newsletters, but also how they were getting their inspiration. So we would like to open up the floor once again for you to speak. Anyone who has shared in our past newsletters or anyone who would like to contribute this year, you're welcome to share right now.
I think Martha's going to be here this afternoon. She's leading a session this morning. So Martha Lipscomb wrote the Conscious Classroom articles, and she's going to be continuing that in some form this next year. So if you're wondering.
Yay, we look forward to that. She's great in her.
Yeah. I know Carolyn Fasana is not a lead mentor, but a counselor and a mentor, and she in the past contributed. Any other people in here who also either contributed sort of a one-time shot, or you have something you'd like to contribute, because we would love more of you to take on a role with the newsletter, even if it's not every week, even if it's just a few times during the year. We are very open and very encouraging of that.
You know, something that you did last year I really liked was you didn't choose, but you asked for us to have some of our mentors share their experiences with their mentee. And I really enjoyed seeing some of the other, what the other mentors were doing and how their relationship was working with their mentee. It was different, and I really liked reading that. I know one of our mentors shared, so I'd like to see that again.
Okay, a great idea, especially with this unique environment, how things might be a little different for many of us. That's a great idea. Any other thoughts on our newsletter? Or if you are interested in contributing, just shoot Amy and I an email and we'll be sure and fit you in on whatever theme you might be interested in. Or even, you know, allow us to chat a little bit and figure out what you'd like to contribute. But if you're on Twitter and you get some ideas of some links, by all means, share that with us as well. We'll put them in the newsletter. If you don't want to share personally, but you want to share with us to put in the newsletter, we absolutely welcome those ideas too.
I have to say, Cheryl had what I thought was a really great idea, which was somebody who kind of is willing to look at Twitter for the past week type of thing, because Twitter is where a lot of people share great ideas, current strategies, and learning. And I thought that was a wonderful idea, especially someone who likes Twitter. Maybe mine the best or the most valuable tweets for us. It could even be image shots of it. So I love that idea, Cheryl. But whatever you have in mind, if you think others might benefit, and it could be a growth opportunity for you, just know we would love that. We encourage it. And if you're hesitant to commit for a whole year, that's fine. You can give it a try. You can just do it in December, whatever works for you. But we would love more of that. And I also want to share that for those who don't know, we also send out newsletters to the mentors and the new hires. It's usually the basics of what you have, although leads get a lot more details. And we add some slightly different things for the other ones. But just know that they're also getting information that way.
Very cool. Absolutely. Okay. I think I am now going to pass this over for Amy to speak.
Actually, we're doing the groups now, yes?
Yes, we are.
So you could set that up and I'll just start to get the groups ready.
Okay.
Is that okay? Does that work? We did rehearse, people. We did rehearse. But I think I might have been confused.
Not at all. I was just going, you know, from our agenda, as I can see as well.
Yes.
So you'll notice on the screen that we have an interest to have some breakout rooms this morning, so you guys can hear from each other and not just from Amy and I. I know this meeting's a lot of information getting, and it is a lot of us speaking. We really do not like to model that way. We want to make sure that you guys are the key speakers in our meetings. So we're going to break out into 4 different rooms. You're going to have an opportunity to go to 2 of the breakout rooms with 4 of the topics. But so that you will be exposed to the information that is happening in all 4 rooms, we'll be sure to have your ideas submitted in a Padlet, which you can see the link on the screen.
And I'm putting it in the chat.
We're going to put it in the chat box too, so you can simply click on it with your mouse. That will be very convenient. Before you go to the Padlet though, please let me just kind of set this up for you. You will be in a breakout room with other lead mentors. You're going to have 4 different topics. One would be virtual communication with parents. The second is, how would you handle virtual communication with everyone else? So that means your colleagues, your administration, your EST, your new teachers, you know, just individual students, those kinds of things, because you are teachers first. A third topic is establishing a classroom community. It is so, so important that today especially, we're not going to be seeing our students every single day in person. So how is it that we are going to be sure that we establish a community with our students and allow them to feel part of the class with each other, but not just with you, but also to include the parents in that community. So that would be a very interesting room. And then fourth, teaching and learning in a virtual environment. There is so much out there, but we want to try and condense all of that overwhelming information for you, where you guys can just include with each other what you plan to do in your virtual teaching environment. Remember that the kids are in a virtual learning environment, so it's going to be twofold in that way. So with those introductions, we're going to allow about 16 minutes for the room visits. You'll rotate rooms after 8 minutes. You'll be put into another room automatically using the Zoom app. Please have one person in your room as soon as you get in there, decide who's going to be the note taker. So then only one of you needs to go to that Padlet link, not all of you. Of course, all of you are welcome to. And then at the very end of our 16 minutes together, we'll pull back together for that last 5 minutes to summarize the topics that we saw in each of those rooms, and we'll use the Padlet and share that with you as a group. Are there any questions with what we might be doing in the next few minutes?
Will we automatically be assigned to a room?
Yes, we're hoping it's going to work out that way. That is our desire with Zoom. Okay, Amy, I believe we are ready.
Okay, so you will go to rooms and then one of you share your screen with the Padlet. So here we go. And let's see if we are lucky today. You'll start to go to those rooms automatically. Here we go. If people are moving, awesome. And I have found that a few people are not moved for some reason. There we go. So I see Amanda's still here. Let's see if it takes you or not. Yep, it worked. I'm gonna get Cheryl back. Oh, there's Christy.
Oops, sorry. I think
You're fine.
I was in the room and then I came back out.
You want me to send you back? Let's try it.
Yeah, thank you.
Sometimes, you know, I've noticed there's always a little problem with a few people. So it's not you.
Okay, thank you.
This might send you somewhere different. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. It's not you. I've noted, oh, there we go. Oh no, that was you just
yeah.
So for some reason, because I've been teaching lessons the past few days, for some reason, there's always a few people, it's almost like-
I could hear them.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see anything. And then.
So I can tell it won't let me click on, it's not you. It's happened every day this week. I've been teaching. So what I would suggest is leave the meeting, come back in and it'll work. That's worked every time.
All right, I'll do that now.
Wait here for you, Christy.
Thank you.
And let me see where Cheryl went. Let's see. See, I want to get Cheryl as my, Okay, she was right at the top. All right, so let's see if it works now, Christy. There it is, okay. Hopefully it will. Let's see.
There we go. Okay, I'm back.
Find out.
Oh, there it goes. Yep. Okay, thank you.
I think you're being positive. Oh, maybe. It looks like it didn't. Oh, it did. Let's see. Participants. No, I want to get Cheryl. Cheryl Heinzman. That's frustrating. Okay, what if I do this? What if I go back in? Oh, that's recording. That's full screen. Oh, this is frustrating. Let me text her. Hi, Cheryl. Somehow you're not a co-host, so you are forced into a room, period. If you want to leave the meeting, that will take you out of a room, period. So sorry, as I somehow messed up with that, period. Also, just so you know, you shared the ESS guidelines, which is what I was going to do at the end, period. That's not a problem at all, period. I'm simply letting you know because we do not have anything planned except for the poll after breakout sessions, period. That's probably good because the meeting is just about at ending time, period. Let's see if that makes sense. I'm so bad at that. Let's see if that makes sense to her. Let me get back to that poll. it didn't save that poll. Really? There you are, Cheryl. I can see you now that we're out. Ah, there you go. I kept trying and trying and it wouldn't let me take you out.
Not a problem. I actually was enjoying the conversation.
Well, I know you. I figured you were. And you're welcome to stay.
No, I figured you and I probably needed to chat. So just so I'm clear for our second meeting.
Yes.
I did see in the agenda that last part was going to be framework, but I thought this morning we were changing that up in my emailing with you. So I'm sorry that
it is not, no. I was just, there's nothing to be sorry about. I just wanted to let you know that we're kind of coming to the end. I didn't finish the video. I was just creating a poll and for some reason it didn't save. So what we can do is wrap this up and is it time to switch them? Because I can do that real fast.
I think so. I didn't keep the 8 minutes.
Let me switch them and then I'll talk because I don't want breakout room 1.
Will they be warned that they're going to be leaving?
Say it again?
Will they be warned that they're going to be leaving the room by Zoom?
I think so, but I'm not sure. It takes a minute. Actually, I'll send them a quick message. Changing rooms now.
Yes.
Rooms now. Get ready. I feel like I want to do this, you know?
Yes. And I haven't checked the Padlet to see if people are keeping their notes.
It is hard. You have so many windows open.
It is. It's a lot of moving parts.
I had someone help me with my classes yesterday, and it was great because she checked it. So I encourage people to do that.
And at home, when I have my 2 screens, I'll be able to have Padlet on one and this on another.
Yeah, but see, I've got it too, and it's still a lot just because there's so much going on. But anyway.
If you try Windows Arrow, you could have 4 screens on your 2 screens.
Wow. There we go.
Too much to watch, I'm sure.
Okay, let me move her to 2. Her to 2. I'm sure there's a faster way to do this, but I actually don't know. So
I don't either, and I hope to learn very soon.
This was something I didn't practice. I think I could probably do it faster from the other screen, but I'm going to find out, aren't I?
Yep.
Whoops, breakout 1. I hate to do this, but now I'm thinking how that's going to take too long. I didn't practice this. I didn't even think of it.
You could just send them a message to stay in the same group and switch topics.
Even better. That's what I'm going to do.
That way it's still kind of the same breakout room, but.
Yep. I accidentally switched a few people. Sorry. It just got too confusing. Please switch topics. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so if there were 3, they go to 4. If they were 4, they go to 1.
Rather than have me move you. That makes more sense, but I still need to know.
Remind them to switch their Padlet when they take their notes to go to that next topic on the Padlet.
Topic 1, go to topic 2. Topic 2, go to topic. Oh, I ran out of room. Go to 3. They'll figure it out.
Yes, they will.
So I sent a few people, but so.
Coming up on my screen too. I love this.
Yeah, it's nice. It's just, I wish both of us, that's what Diana and I practiced before my class. I wish there was a way to have both of us have exactly the same capabilities. You know, I can send them to you and you can do it, but then I don't have them. And while I thought a co-host would have all the same capabilities. So it's good to know, and I was glad we practiced. What do you want for a last question? I was starting to write, to try to be positive, I was starting to write, which of your lead mentor duties are you most comfortable with? And they can answer multiple as opposed to what do you need help with? But you tell me, what should we have that question be? I don't know.
You could say the same question, but in the end of it, say, which of your lead mentor duties are you most looking forward to?
Oh, I'll make it that one. I like that. It didn't save, so which of your lead mentor? And I was trying to take notes while you were leading because it is hard. I think what we need to do is offer what I'm offering for my class tomorrow, just an open session where people can stop in and ask questions.
Yeah, we did discuss doing that at the end of August, right?
I almost think we need it like next week. And what we could do is I could do one, you could, but I can tell that especially the newbies, I have a lot of people are emailing, I have no idea what you're talking about, you know, which I understand.
Let's call it an open house.
We can call it an open house. I like it. All right. Which of your lead mentor duties? Okay. And we'll make it anonymous. Yes. that way though. Which of your lead
Yes,
mentor
that's great.
duties are you most looking forward to? Is that what you said?
Looking forward to, yeah.
Although I hate ending with a preposition. Which of your lead
Me
mentor? I know
too.
it's okay, but it
You can't
doesn't.
say to which you are looking forward because it
Which
just
of
sounds
your lead mentor duties? Yeah, to which you, I'm going to leave it. All right, multiple choice. And they can, so what are the duties? ESS is?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the notebook so we can make sure we get what
Educator support sessions. All right. Working with new hires, working with zero experience. How's that?
Yes.
Working with new teachers in general.
Meeting with the EST, your administration, your educator support team. Maybe call that collaborating with your EST.
Yes, meeting with, yeah, I'll write working with. Because a lot of them don't know what that is.
Recruiting new mentors. I'm sure that's not the favorite, but you can always add it there.
Working with mentors, recruiting mentor. Oh, see, I think I just lost it. Oh no, there it is. All right, I just.
Leading ESSs.
Yeah, I've got that.
Okay.
Wait a minute, no, I've got it at the top, yeah. So working with mentors, I liked recruiting mentors.
The school-based orientation, maybe that's there.
Recruiting mentors, SBO.
Working with second and third year teachers.
I wrote new teachers in general.
Perfect.
I know that's
Okay.
not.
No, I'm just reading from the to-do list so that we get it all.
Oh, there's the old poll. I'm going to get rid of that one. That's funny. I guess it was there. God, this is confusing. Which of your lead mentor duties are you, there we go. Working with mentors. Which of your lead mentor duties? It's funny, it won't let me edit it. Anyway, do you think we should bring them back? That was a while. What?
It was 11:20.
It's 11:28.
You have one more, right, but it was 11:20 when we put
Yeah.
them in the. So yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, I think so. So we'll close rooms and it does that 60-second countdown, which is nice. And I'm going to finish this poll while you talk to them about it.
And will you take over the sharing or me? The screen.
Why don't you share so that I can fix this poll that is messed up?
Sounds
Is that
good.
okay?
So I will pass to you for the poll.
You can pass to me at the end. We'll do the poll and then we'll take questions.
All right, let me get the Padlet up and then I'll help summarize the Padlet.
Okay. The video was coming so nicely, but I got too tired at midnight. So
good for you. I bet you did.
With them later.
Oh,
I found a lot of old pictures. I've always
very cool.
Pictures, so that was fun. As a matter of fact, who's the guy at Brentsville?
Andrew Batt.
There's a picture of him in there of the day he was at Connect.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, I have to include that. Here they come. Sorry for the little mix up. It was Cheryl.
I take full responsibility.
Cheryl messed up. Sorry.
Innovation does that to us.
Yeah. It's just such a good example of no matter how much you practice, you're going to find a little glitch. At least for me, that's how it is. Sorry about that. I realized I had not practiced moving people from one group to another. And as I started to do it, Cheryl and I said, we don't need to move them. We'll just tell them to pick a different. So anyway, we learned. So apologies there, but it was a learning moment.
So before I go
back to Cheryl, yeah.
Sure, thank you. Before I go to the Padlet, I just am curious, how did that go for everybody? Did that go successfully? Did you feel like your ideas were heard?
Yeah, it went well.
Great, good, good, good. All right, let me share my screen again and get to the Padlet that I think, here it is.
You can get them, hon.
Okay, so our topic number 1 was the virtual communication with parents.
You can get them, yeah.
And you guys have seen Padlet before. I know we've modeled it for you. Do know that this one will stay active. You're welcome to refer to this as you're planning your ESTs. Some of the topics you may want to cover with your newbies when they come in. So you can see all of these ideas here. This is great, guys. I love the idea of office hours, making sure that you establish that first bit of visual communication with parents as well as students. Very nice ideas. Virtual communication with everybody else, group messaging, Zoom meetings. Ooh, bringing in your specialists. I love that idea. Definitely have an agenda. That's a really great idea. Establishing classroom community. I had the privilege of being in this group at the very beginning. Wonderful group of teachers being able to share their strategies and ideas. Surveys, daily morning meetings. I like that too. Even if you are in a virtual day, you could still have them for 10 or 15 minutes. That is great. And then teaching and learning in a virtual environment. I know that was a big hot topic for a lot of discussion, but not a lot of writing so much. But you guys did a great job keeping notes for this. Having classroom jobs, even though you're virtual. I like that. Oh, I like the resources that are included. ITC for All on Facebook, yes.
Do we have access to see this so we can read it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that Padlet link is on the PowerPoint that will be shared with you guys. You just click on that link, it'll take you to the Padlet and you can scroll up and down as you see fit. If you have ideas when you're looking at it, guys, please also add to it. That would be wonderful that we continue this. So I am now going to ask if there's any questions or any summarizing statements for this breakout session. Okay, I'm going to assume the silence means that we are ready to segue back to Amy, who's going to take us to our closing activity.
All right. So, again, putting people in groups, I think is so powerful. It really gets you where you can be heard. And even then, those groups were large, but we just wanted to divide you out a little bit. There's so much that Cheryl and I want to do. We want new people to introduce themselves. We want you to share your experiences. But knowing how much there is, we just weren't able to add all that in today while keeping you awake. So we are going to start to wrap up with a, that's not the poll I want. I want the second poll. Let's see. Ah, there it is. So we do have a question for you. About your lead mentor duties. You should be able to click more than one of those. So if you could go ahead and respond. We did leave this anonymous. It's a little bit small. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Oh, no, that's too big. Are you able to see it? Okay.
Seriously, Amy, can they choose more than one response? Or is
they
it just...
should. I enabled it, or
okay,
at least I tried to.
If that was allowed. Perfect.
Yes.
So choose everything that you love.
So if the math adds up over to 100%, our math people will know why. While you're doing that, well, let me let you do that, not while you're doing it. So we'll ask you to finish that up within about the next 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and I'm going to end the poll. We could probably really do a lot of deep thinking about this, but to share the results in the moment, it looks like working with brand new teachers is a popular choice, and I'm not surprised. So there's a lot of things that you're excited about. So that's great. Notice we didn't ask the opposite. What are you least excited about? We know that there's a lot of things you have questions about, but we did want to end on a positive note there. Let me stop sharing that. Thank you for that. The EST, I wonder if that's because sometimes there's some confusion about that, but very interesting. Thank you for that. So that was a nice example of how you can toss in those polls too. They're really powerful, we know, for our students, but also for your teachers. Cheryl and I have been taking notes from the chat. We know we didn't get to answer every single question. We can sense that not just new leads, but that a lot of you have some uneasiness and some questions. So we are going to have some, what did you call it, Cheryl? An open house.
Open house session.
We're going to offer an open house where we'll be in Zoom. We'll have some open time where you can stop in and ask some questions. We'll make sure to put some of the most common questions together so you can take that with you in a handout. But we understand that if you are, especially if you're new this year, that meeting might have made you nervous because you didn't know what we were talking about. don't worry if that's how you feel. We will offer you more guidance. We know that some of the terms alone, ESS, EST, zero experience, it can be overwhelming. For me, it's hard when we can't be in the same room, when we can't walk by and put our hand on your shoulder and say, oh, we're going to help you with this. So, but just know that we are here to support you. There are many experienced leads to whom you can reach out, to whom you can outreach. I'm trying not to end with that, but with that outer too, but I can't figure it out. But there are lots of good people that you can rely on for support. We're going to end with some questions. We will stay on, but we're ending a little early, which is, I think, nice. If you feel overwhelmed, just know that we're going to provide that time. And I know that Cheryl and I are more than willing to either be on a phone call with anybody, a one-on-one Zoom with you. If you feel like you just need a little extra support, we are here to help you with that because we know it can be overwhelming in any year. So before we forget, thank you, thank you, thank you. Almost all of you are not, almost all of you are not on contract right now. So we are so appreciative of you taking the time. We made the meeting a little longer. So thank you for that. We will reach out with a nice summary for you. Keep checking on Mondays-ish for those newsletters. We try to make them informative and helpful and to try to put some documents in there for you. Cheryl, anything you want to add before we go to questions?
No, I do see a lot of questions in the box that we did not get to yet, but no,
yes.
I echo
Yes,
Amy.
and I have a couple of them written here. We will go back and answer any that we didn't get to, but let's go ahead and take some questions. And for people that are signing off, I mean, thank you so much for logging in today, for getting upright, sitting upright, and being camera ready, at least from the waist up. So thank you for that. We're going to take questions and we're going to stay on for a while. So it might be helpful to, you know, put up the hand or at least put up your hand or just jump in. I mean, it's going to be maybe whoever can ask that first one. What questions might you have that we can answer here, knowing that some of you need and want some additional support?
Amy, this is Melissa. I have a quick, Melissa Simpson from Rockledge.
Hi, Melissa.
I have a question about the Conscious Classroom Management books, because I know my co-lead and I were thinking of using that as a book study for a lot of our meetings this year.
Yes, and I did see your question. Everyone's getting it.
Beautiful.
How?
Because
I don't know
trying
exactly.
to track, I understand. And, you know, maybe mailing to the school might be easiest. I don't know. Okay, because I'm trying to hunt down the ones we have right now.
Yes. Okay, so listen, I know we're not supposed to share stuff, but I'm going in the Kelly Center too. So let's see what's in there. It's not like I can grab them and send them out, but I know they've ordered them because Cheryl and I specifically checked on that.
Okay.
And I know that they want to get them out to everybody. Like you said, how? We might have to do some illegal copying at first, or we might be able to even get some, they don't have it online, do they?
I don't think so.
Do they have a digital version of it?
You know what?
We'll have to check. Like with
Let me look into that.
Yeah. Anyway.
They do have to log stuff.
They have an amazing online book study. That's what we were going to use.
Awesome. And like you said, you might even have enough from other people to at least get them to your newbies right away.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, everybody's getting that book this year. We don't know how yet, but yes. Nice to see you, Melissa. More questions.
Thank you.
Amy, you had said that the principals are getting the message directly, but mine told me last week she wasn't getting them, so I forwarded them all to her. Does she need to take some action to get them herself?
You know, Barb, I saw that question in there, and I thought that was really interesting. You're talking about their new teachers or the school?
Right, like the emails that you send me on like Mondays, I then forward them to her because she said she didn't have any of that information.
No, they don't get that. I might have misspoken there. The principals don't get those lists. Those are the lists that Cheryl and I and our secretary use to create those lists for you. So we don't even normally share them with you. So no, they don't. You're welcome to share them, but no, they don't get those lists. They know who they've hired, so they might recognize some of the names. But so I may have misspoken there, Barb. What they get is they get information like about the school-based orientation, but they don't get those new hire lists.
Okay.
So that's helpful to clarify. So great, you share, you work well, and you and your principal work well together anyway, I know. So.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. More questions for us?
Hi, Amy.
Yes, Robin.
Hi, I have a couple questions. Is there anywhere or any person who has a list of all of our mentors in the building?
So I'm gonna let, Robin, you're middle school, right?
No, elementary. I'm at
Oh,
Victory.
I thought maybe it's a different Fraser. We have two new Frasers.
Yeah.
That's see. So our secretary Natasha just put one together that I know I didn't have a chance to share yet, but Cheryl did a really good job of explaining that if you have someone who wants to mentor and they haven't been trained, this year it's okay if they haven't yet been trained, because we are going to put the training out soon. It's mostly online anyway, and then there'll be about a 2-hour Zoom part of it. So I will make sure to share that with my elementary peeps. It's pretty up to date, but just know that if you have someone who wants to mentor, they can start as a formal mentor, and we're going to get that training out to them hopefully by September, so they can at least do the online part. We're going to have everybody do it because it's going to be up to date. It's going to help them learn how to use the mentor log system.
So our current mentors should attend that as well.
We're going to ask that they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then does the training ever expire?
It only expires if we change the way we're training. So anybody trained 2011 or before, we used to say you have to retrain. But because we're going to ask everybody to take it, it's sort of like retraining everybody this year. So it's kind of a no unless we change the way we train.
Okay. And then who should attend our ESS if we don't have any zero experience?
Any new hires to Prince William County Schools. So even if somebody's an old woman like me, but they're brand new to Prince William, anybody new to Prince William, of course you'd be structuring it a little different. Do you have anybody new to Prince William coming?
Yeah, we have 3 new to Prince William and like several new to our building, but none that have zero experience.
Got it.
So nobody will.
It's really for anybody new to Prince William. Okay. But Jeannie Brumachin asked that same question about transfers. So if you have someone coming from another school in Prince William, we usually invite them, and it's up to your principal whether it's mandatory for them to come or not.
Okay, but it is required for the new to Prince William County teachers to attend every ESS. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant school-based orientation.
No, I know school-based orientation was invite everybody who's new to the school.
Again, the requirement comes from your principal.
Okay.
So no, in general, we like new to Prince William to attend, but if your principal doesn't mandate it, they often don't. So that's a negotiation between you and your principal.
Okay.
Some principals require second-year teachers to come, which Cheryl and I love. We think the first 3 years should be required, especially your rising second years. They didn't finish in a normal way.
Okay.
So I'm going to pass to let Cheryl take the next one. I don't want to be a hog here with questions.
I have a question.
Question hog. Yes, so Laura has a question.
What is the protocol for a part-time teacher? Our principal's looking to hire a half-time ESOL teacher. She hasn't hired that person yet, so I don't know if they're brand new or not, but how does that work?
I would treat that new hire the same as you would a full-time teacher.
So they get a
now,
mentor if they're brand new?
Yes. If they're split between 2 buildings, though, you may want to confer with that other lead in the other building to be sure that you guys are meeting the needs in a unique way.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I have a question. This is Heather.
Hi, Heather. Chrisman with her new haircut.
Yes, I think one of our teachers has been in Prince William County, but was gone for a couple years and now is back.
I would treat that person as a new hire because even though they were a veteran of Prince William before, we might have some things that have changed that they need to be acclimated to. But I would kind of loosely support them in that way as they need it, because they may not need as much support as someone else who's brand new to Prince William.
Okay.
And Heather, just I'm going to add on to Cheryl. We typically say that if they've been gone, how long has she been gone?
Mark wasn't clear. I wanted to say, I think he thought 2 to 3 years.
So we typically say if they were gone 1, 2, or 3 years, they don't have to come to Connect, the orientation. Okay. However, this year I would ask her to come too.
Yeah, just throw it out there. Yeah.
Exactly. But, you know, Cheryl has that great advice that, you know, it depends how long they're gone. But a lot of moms that perhaps have taken time off, it's usually moms more than dads, when they come back, it's brand new again. So,
right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll add to their community too, to be able to be a part of your school community again. Yeah. So I think it might be an advantage for them to come.
Absolutely. Yeah. More things we can help with or answer or try to answer.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi.
Hi, Marianne.
Hi, I'm new at Patriot. I'm the new lead there. And I just want to be sure because I got in one of the emails that said you needed the mentor matches on August 5th. And then another said August 10th. I just want to make sure I get it to you at the right time.
Yeah, we're going to be very fluid with deadlines. Just know that. And it's kind of just a gauge for yourself because of getting ready for Connect for those new teachers.
Yeah.
So the idea of me placing that date on that email. But anytime you get it together, you're welcome to send it over. And then if you get, you know, other new hires after you've sent it, feel free to edit that list, send them back over to me. But yeah, it's not a huge, you know, stick. It's just a matter of getting you ready for Connect.
Yeah, I just got this role like a couple of days ago, so I'm a little overwhelmed. But this was helpful.
And Marianne, Cheryl probably shared this with you, but I want to make sure we share it with anyone on who's new. Our jobs are to support you. That is our role. So just know that we are like so flexible that we're supporting you. So we might give a date knowing that's to help you. We are always supportive, always your biggest cheerleaders. So that is our job. So just know that that's our role.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This was really helpful today.
Oh, good.
I have
Allison.
I have a question about new teacher information. So what's the best way to get that information? The only information that I have gotten was the email that Cheryl sent out. And then I noticed in that email that there were several teachers that were new teachers last year who, like, one teacher left halfway through the year and another teacher isn't coming back this year, but they were on the list for new hires this year. But they said that they had 1 year of experience, but 0 years for PWCS. So I was just kind of confused. My principal's secretary retired this year, so we have a new secretary of school. So I'm just not sure what the best. I've put everything in, but yet I'm wondering. I don't think that it's complete, and so I don't know what the best way to go about that is.
You're very right that it's not complete, and you'll be getting information from us as we get it from HR. Some of those lists have hires from last year who still need a mentor to finish out their 1 year. So they might have been hired January or February of last year. So they'll continue their formal mentoring until December or January of this year when they were hired. So some of those lists include those names for that reason. A second piece of what you asked, gosh, I forgot it now.
We had teachers that were experienced teachers, but they're showing up on the list, and then they left. Like one of our teachers, she left in October, and went to Fairfax to be an admin. So I'm not sure why.
List. We were trying to share out as soon as we could so you guys could start matching just for the sake of getting some of that support. But I did hear from several mentors that first list was repetitive. And we learned that, of course, you know, after we sent it. So we are now getting much more updated lists that you guys will get from me. The second question you asked was, what is the best way to contact your new teachers?
Yeah.
On those lists, they have those personal email addresses, maybe Gmail, Hotmail, whatever. For now, go ahead and contact them using those email addresses because that's pretty much a sure thing. Because as Amy stated earlier in our meeting, we are not getting their Prince William County email addresses till the first day of their contract.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
I guess my other thing is, should I be reaching out to like the principal's secretary to get information, or should I just be waiting to get the information from you guys?
Amy, I'm going to defer that one to you because I am not sure in past practices whether the secretaries get that information.
Right.
I know that we do disseminate it, but I wonder if they do as well.
The secretary should have it. And even though you have a new secretary, they actually might have it before we do, just because we get it when they come through HR. So you could certainly check. Everything's so fluid this year because we didn't take the time. We didn't have the time to put the list together for you. So just know that we realize that. We realize some of the lists contradict each other. Everything's a little bit fluid. We're doing our best. I'd rather reach out to someone and say, oops, you've been here a year, than skip a newbie. So, you know, it's all fluid is all I can say. So,
okay.
So yeah, it's a little frustrating, but even just knowing that hopefully takes a load off your shoulders.
May I ask a technical question?
You bet, Mara.
So I like the way that you did the breakout rooms and pool. So can I just know how you did it, please?
It's interesting because I've been teaching. It's been a super busy week, and I am amazed at the number of questions about that, which is really interesting to me. Cheryl, you're going to have to help me here. I believe everybody now has the ability to do that in their Zoom accounts. Yes. So if you give it a try in your Zoom account, if you've updated it now that they've given us more access, it's so easy. Now, clearly I messed up a little bit, but it says breakout room. You can't see it unless you create the session, but it says breakout room. How many breakout rooms do you want? 100? No, we wanted 4. Do I want it to put people in for me? Sure, why not? You put it in randomly. It takes all the names. I hit 4 and I hit go now or something like that. And it went boop, boop, boop. It sent all of you. It's so easy. I couldn't figure out, I hadn't practiced how to get you to go to another room. So that's different. But it's very easy, Mara, when you have that link on your screen.
Well, as an ESOL, it comes to me that I can, since we have co-teaching model with the general ed student,
right.
So we can just break out those ESOL students and work together.
That's right. And as far as the poll, Mara, same thing. You will see it on there. I kept pressing it. I tried to make it ahead of time, but I ran out of time. But it's very nice when you have it made ahead of time. You can do that. But it says, what's your question? Do you want them to pick one answer or multiple? Boom. Do you want to show it? Boom. It's so easy.
Okay, very good.
If you had the button on your screen, you could do it without a lot of practice, but I would practice.
Okay.
So yeah, check your updated account.
Thank you.
Yeah, so those are 2 hugely helpful options.
Can I piggyback off that question? How did you send people from one room to the other room?
You're not old enough, Jenna, but I was doing this for Cheryl, like I Dream a Genie, because I want to do that every time, go. But again, I just pressed because I set up the session. Cheryl couldn't. And I said, I want them to go to breakout rooms. I want it random. I didn't plan where you were going. And I hit send and everybody boop, 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 started going.
I've done that, but I don't know how to move people. Like if I want to do 4 different breakouts, like how you guys did with the Padlet, how do I move the group from one to another?
Well, I wasn't sure how to do that. That's why I was like, oops, forgot to. But really, Cheryl and I realized with the Padlet, we didn't need you to move rooms. We just needed you to move to another focus. Okay. And so there's a place on there where it said, you want to send everybody a message.
Is there a way as the person who is like, the teacher, can you see what's going on in those different rooms?
Yes. In fact, if I wasn't so busy trying to figure other things out, Cheryl and I would have gone and visited different rooms. It says, like, for me, next to my name, do you want to join session 1? Boom. Yes. So what I would suggest is go ahead when you upgrade your thing, when you have it, practice with a friend and do it. It's very, very easy. And it's definitely something, like Myra points out, to pull those kids into the small groups. Or again, for the ESSs, you can have the teachers talk in groups, and you can stop in and visit them.
And then, of course, by all means, use that with your students. Allow them to get in those small groups and be able to discuss the information. That'll be great.
I have a quick question about the summer do list you sent out.
Sure, Laura.
So this is brand new to me as like a couple days ago, so I'm trying to pick up on everything right now. But you mentioned that you wanted the ESS attendance submitted from last year.
You don't need to worry about that. That was a reminder for last year's leads. Yep.
Perfect. Oh, I needed them. Thank you.
Hi, this is Sheen.
Hi, Sheen.
How are you? I have a question in the chat. As we plan our school-based orientation, should we plan for a half day or a full day?
Cheryl, you want to take that?
Sure. I would definitely, of course, talk to your administrator, see how they are going to organize the day. But if you are in a face-to-face environment, I would plan a full day, loosely in the sense that if they want to spend the whole day with you guys to get the support they need, then that's going to be, great. Be able to get those things off of the checklist that are required for new teachers. If you are in a virtual day, I think that would kind of defer to your administrator on what's required. But definitely, I would be available the day so that if that new teacher, breaks out into something else and comes back, she knows that you're there for that support.
Good. Thank you.
Sure.
I wouldn't mind being in a meeting with Sheen all day.
You'll get visits from my dogs.
And that's why I would like it. What else can we help you with? Hi, Adrienne. I just didn't see your face before. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Adrienne knew she was a new lead mentor. She was like one of the first ones, and I was like, wait, we have to get this all settled. So I love that your principal let you know that you were a new lead long ago, so you had time to plan.
Yes, I had plenty of time, but I'm still kind of overwhelmed, but I'm figuring it out. So.
Yeah. And we again, we'll offer more help. Oh, look, Laura has a little one with her.
It wouldn't be normal right now because we're all feeling that.
Yeah. So we are happy to stay on. If you don't have questions, we'll get everything ready and we'll email. We'll try to share some things with you, but it probably won't be until after the afternoon session because they might think of some other things we want to share, so that way we can share it with everybody. Desiree, how are you doing? I know you've been really kind of moving down your list, and again, this might be overwhelming. Yeah,
Oh,
I feel like.
Sure. No, I've been doing well. I mean, I'm trying to get
Oh, hang on, I lost your sound. Can anyone else hear? Okay, there you go. There you
Can
go.
you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. No, I mean, I was trying to get ahead, of course, because I knew there were so many things that were going to be overwhelming. Excuse me, with the new school year. So trying to get all those things checked off my list. And I've been in great contact with my administrator. She's such a huge help and support with our in-service that's coming up. So things have been moving along in that way smoothly. So it's been nice. I've had a lot of people to share information with me. And Amy is my mentor down there.
Oh,
yeah. She's been fantastic. Texting, emailing. That's been such a blessing.
So you're saying she's been a little overbearing. Would you like us to?
If anything, I'm probably the one that's doing the tour texting.
No, that's kind of what it's for, because she, and she's got great experience. Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's either you or my teammates. So we're constantly, all the time, all summer.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad. Good.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm here.
Thank
so don't hesitate. Okay. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Cheryl.
Take care,
Bye.
Amy.
Thank you.
Jamie, do you have some questions? Bye, guys.
I do. I have a question. I got an email from one of my new hires that she registered for Connect through the link, but she input her email address incorrectly.
Ah.
So how does she left out a number, was typing too fast. So how does she update that?
If you send me her correct email address, then either I can get it to someone like Cheryl, but it's not through Power Schools, right, Cheryl? I can get it to someone.
Okay.
Like Kristen Rojas to fix it.
I think Connected. I do think it's through Power Schools. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's C-Vent or even. So
it's C-Vent. You're right. It's C-Vent. So
Yeah.
Michelle and Tasha.
Yeah, I'll get it. If you send it to me, just say, hey, here's that address. And I love that that's not unusual, even when we register people in person. That's not look, it happens to all of us. So if you get it to me, I'll have them correct it. Okay. And they might even say, just have her register again, but I don't want to do that. So let me see if they want to just adjust it from their end. But good for her for knowing that. Yeah.
I know. I don't know how she caught that, but I don't. Maybe it sends them like a receipt or something. Of
it might. It may be. Or you know how sometimes you've kind of hit that wrong key. But
okay, thanks. I'll send it to you right now.
Oh, great. Thanks, Jamie.
Do we know? Is it possible to share a Canvas course, or do you just have to be like added as either a student or a teacher?
I think I know, but I'm going to let Cheryl answer it because she probably definitely knows.
I do not definitely know.
Oh.
I have been shared a course, so I know that it's possible.
Yeah.
But you have much more experience, Amy, in Canvas than I do now.
Yeah. Okay. Look at us. Oh no, we're like the chipmunks. No. You go first. But yes, I've been shared a course too, and I know I was helping to create one and said I don't want it under my name. It's going to be for someone else. You could always copy it too. So there are, I believe, several ways to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you can make someone else like a teacher with you in it. So
right. Well, I made our school-based orientation into a Canvas course.
Yes, you said, can we share? Yes.
Right, but I don't necessarily want to just like add 1,000 people as students and like junk it up for the new hires.
Yeah.
So
is that a technical term? Junk it up.
It is.
Yeah.
Junk it up.
So I need to explain it. It's very technical.
So there's a couple things that you could do, but I know you can add them. You can add them so that. Go ahead.
I was thinking like maybe I had to like share it in the Commons or something.
I don't think so. You know what I'm thinking? What might be best is if you make a copy of it, right? And then we can just add all the leads and let them yuck it up or what, you know what I mean? We can add them so they can see it, and that way they're not doing any damage to your course.
They can copy pieces they want or not.
I mean, that's one idea. If you want to copy it or add me and Cheryl or something, we'll figure out how to get a copy of it so that they're not messing in your real one. I haven't done it, so I'd need to look at it, but I'm sure it's not hard.
Yeah.
But that's a smart way to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's going to be cool. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, because then people could even copy it for themselves and then just start with that template and change.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love it. Thank you.
Thank you for your help. I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye, Jamie.
Bye.
Let's see. Is Mimi on here? Or is she maybe she forgot to log out.
Yeah,
Oh, she took her mic off. We better behave.
No, I'm here. I am here.
Hi, Mimi.
How are you?
Good.
Is everybody done?
Yes.
Yeah, you're the last one. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just listening to all the questions in that last one. What does she say she's doing on Canvas?
It sounds like she put her school-based orientation in it. Yes, that's what it sounds.
And that's all? Is that the only thing she has in there? I mean,
we'll find out, but she must have, maybe she thinks it's kind of a good model that somebody else might want to use.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she must have broken it down some way. So as soon as she shares,
might have asked her to share it, and she's wondering.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me know how that all works, because
absolutely,
I'm still working on how to do the breakout session. Okay, I didn't mean to hold you guys up. I was just trying to.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mimi.
Sure.
All right.
Take care. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye. Yeah, people have. Yeah. I feel like people that are leads probably got what they need, but I could see the messages from new people like, ah! So we'll pick a time and we'll get to it. So I noticed Tanya called me.
I'm looking forward.
And then she texted me. So let me.
She also texted.
She texted us, yeah. Oh, she's saying my mailbox is full. Yeah, my sister told me that. I haven't cleaned it out. She wants to know if, well, let me look at the one she sent both of us, so I don't have to. Yeah.
She said she can get in early to our second session at 1 o'clock, so we can give her direction for the small portion she's going to share.
So again, I was confused. I thought she wasn't, but that's okay.
When she wrote the talking points, I assumed she was the one sharing those, but that's why I tried to share a bit of what she said this morning, because I knew she wasn't coming to that.
Yes, I guess I would. No. And again, remember, there's no issue with that. I was just trying to. I guess I thought that we had. My understanding was we were saying through your. Let me shut this off too, because we're done.